Anybody with some skin like this, that's talking about reparations and slavery and all the rest of that, if you ain't pissed off about this, shut up and don't ever talk to me. In fact, if you ain't mad about this, back up, off of me. Back up, off of me. Yeah, I'm chanting the rest of this video. If you not pissed off about this, you need to back up off me. Talk to the hand. Because what you saying is the birthright of people's family who came here as slaves, you just gonna give them to somebody who broke the law. Right? Something that was made to try and fix a wrong now is being used to enable some wrongdoing. No, dog. Nope. Back up, off of me. Back up, off of me.
Hold on 1 second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams, Dark Waters, and I'm back. And I want you guys to know, sorry, you know what I'm saying? I didn't hit y'all up this morning with the video, but I'm in my bag. I had to get my cooking done for this weight loss. You know what I'm saying? To peel off this weight, man, I got to get more meals in. I got to get more small meals in, man. So I smell like a grill right now. I smell like a grilled chicken, grilled shrimp. Yeah. Grilled chicken breast, grilled asparagus, grilled corn on the cob. I had to get my grill on because I got to be around. Can't be dying because you're fat and sick and dead. No, hell no, not going to happen. All right, let's get ourselves into some news. I'm going to start off by saying a few things. And I'm going to pose a question to you, ladies and gentlemen. I know we've been saying we want to see some people get arrested for their behaviors and things that we know they've done wrong, where they've broken the law. And if you're here and you've never heard me talk before, and you don't understand what I'm talking about the people who've been breaking the law and doing dirty, wicked things, I can't help you right now. I'm not going to go back and go over it all. I'm just not. But I'm going to say this. I'm starting to get a feeling in my bones. Remember they had that D'Angelo song, I Got a Jones? In my bones. Yeah, I'm starting to get a Jones in my bones that some wheels is turning. And it's not really based on what's being said, but it's based on how the media is acting. I did the video the other day, and I was talking about what the ultimate end for Joe Biden would be. It's clearly obvious that Joe's going to be gone pretty soon because they're throwing Joe under the bus. And the more I watch the media talk to the Democratic Party, I'm sitting there saying, hold up, bro. They hitting everybody about Joe. They separating themselves from the Democratic Party. It's not like it's just one. Everywhere they go, they're getting hit with it. And I'm saying they separating themselves. They're making some space between them and the Democratic Party. Now, if you don't know and you haven't paid attention, the mainstream media has been in the pocket of the Democratic Party for a very long time. I mean, those of us who pay attention, we've seen this. But they are separating themselves from the Democratic Party. Let me see if I can find it on the match board, because this board is getting a little bit ridiculous. It truly is. It's getting ridiculous. Now, I was supposed to put like an update next to it, but I find it. We're going to get into what's going on over here with these arrests, with these people that went to the ICE detention facility. Them people crazy. They absolutely crazy and insane. Here it is, Gretchen Whitmer. This will get us to the point. Here she is. Hello, Gretchen. Gretchen is a beautiful little wicked witch, ain't she? She really is. Now, I want you to understand something. They're asking all these people questions about Joe. They done asked AOC. They done asked Gretchen. They done asked Hakeem the Dream, Section 8 Obama about this. They asked all these people about Joe Biden's state of mind. And let's go up a couple of, let's not be at 10,000 feet. Let's rise up high, 1,000,000 feet above the battlefield. And we're looking at the battlefield, and they were in unison. They were in lockstep marching, beating their shoes, spears down like this, we're going to kill them all, Huh, huh, huh. Hold. Then everybody held. Then a horn blew. And then they turned the weapons on each other. And you sitting there saying, wait, all these people was rocking together the whole time that Kamala Mala Mala was running. This don't make no sense, man. What's going on? Then you start to think about it. You really start to think about it. You see, let me go back and I'm going to show you why I came to this conclusion. And I could be wrong. I doubt it, but I could be wrong. I'm going to show you why. This right here is very significant. Very, very, very significant. White House correspondents protest lack of wire reports on Air Force One. Now, when this came out, I told you the reason why this was such a big deal was because they were able to get news right from Air Force One and spin news, right? And the wires is what your 3 a.m. talking points are. Those are called the wires, right? When people talk about the Mockingbird media with their 3 a.m. talking points, that's what the wires are. They're the 3 a.m. talking points, right? Well, hold on. We get the White House cutting them off. Snip, 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 all of a sudden. Why all of a sudden you decide to cut them off? Think about it. You done let these people ride with you for 100 and some days. Then all of a sudden you say, well, that's a wrap, snip. Then, simultaneously, and I'm gonna date so prove it. This is May 3rd, May 13th, May 13th, May 13th. While that's simultaneously going on, that happens May 13th, today's May 16th. Right after that happens, we get this intensification of these questioning everybody about Sleepy Joe. Everybody. Come on, give me the right article. May 14th, they hit Chuck Schumer. Don't believe me? Just watch. May 14th, they hit Chuck Schumer. Make sure it's on the screen. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey, 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 hey. Man, this is divine spiritual intelligence I'm giving you right now. And I'm trying to tell you. 13th, 14th, this fight intensifies. They start turning on the Democrats hard, hard, hard. The media knows something's coming down the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. The media knows something coming down the pipeline. They're saying, hey, hey, back up, off for me. Back up, off for me. They tell them, get away from me, man. Y'all about to get mollywopped. Y'all about to get buildings dropped upon your head. It's clear. It's obvious. You know all the frustration that people have been saying they've been feeling? You know, it's like everywhere, every comment, frustration. Man, when they going to arrest some of these wicked people that they didn't been proven that they stole the money? All the NGOs took the money. Elon Musk proved it. Then they went out in the streets and they hired people to burn up buildings. And everybody has this high intensity, this high frequency. Like, will somebody do something about these damn wicked people? I know you've been feeling it. I've been feeling it. But see, we've been misinterpreting the feeling. You've been misinterpreting the feeling. You see, that feeling makes you feel like nothing happening. That feeling actually is because something coming. Yeah. Something coming down the pipeline. Somebody would say, well, GW, I believe it when I see it. I believe what I'm saying, too, when I see it on this one. But when you really think about the feelings and the emotions, it don't make no sense. And then when you look at everything that's lining up, like right now, right now, the Supreme Court is talking about birthright citizenship, right? And I'm not hitting the videos to play anything. I'm just showing you. But right now, the media is talking about the Supreme Court is judging on birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship was citizenship that was given to the slaves, right? It's kind of like reparations was you can be a citizen in this nation. But then the Democrats came along and said, well, yeah, anybody who has a baby here has the right. Well, I would say the deep state came along. The Uniparty came along and said anybody who has a baby here can be a citizen. Anybody with some skin like this, that's talking about reparations and slavery and all the rest of that, if you ain't pissed off about this, shut up and don't ever talk to me. In fact, if you ain't mad about this, back up, off for me. Back up, off for me. Yeah, I'm chanting the rest of this video. If you not pissed off about this, you need to back up off me. Talk to the hand. Because what you saying is the birthright of people's families who came here as slaves, you just gonna give them to somebody who broke the law. right? Something that was made to try and fix a wrong now is being used to enable some wrongdoing. No, dog. Nope, 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 nope. Back up off of me. Back up off of me. Yeah, yeah. Y'all, you in your house, somebody get to acting crazy, tell them, back up off of me. And they're going to tell that to your wife while she talking crazy. She in the kitchen, she says something crazy, be like, girl, back up off of me. And then, hopefully, she ain't the type that's throwing frying pans. All right. So, when you look at everything that's going on, stick with me. Then we get James Comey coming out. Clearly a move out of fear or desperation. Because that thing that James Comey didn't make no damn sense. Why in Sam Hell would you put 8647 on a photo, and then you being the director of the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, while he was there, the Federal Booty of Investigations, why in Sam Hell would you put that and say, oh, I thought it was just a regular phrase? What? Bro, you the head of the FBI. You know what that means? And we boo-boo the foo-foo out here in these streets. But when you're close to it, when you're up on it like this, and you're looking at it like this, you're like, man, this stupid. You know what I'm saying? This don't make no sense. But when you back up, you're like, oh, that's a knife. That's a blade. I'm not going to pull this out because YouTube be like, you got a knife. That's a blade. That's what that is. And so when you back up off of the situation, you start to see there's some motion in the ocean. Somebody's stirring it like coffee. They stirring it like coffee. Yeah. And it's like we hitting a crescendo. We got the Supreme Court. We got James Comey. We got this chick. We got AOC afraid because she gonna go to jail. We got the people going out and doing the raid on the ICE office, right? We got all these things going on all at once. It's like the intensity kicked up, right? We got Lil Monica. Who the hell named their child Lil Monica? That's like naming your daughter The Monica. Lil James, LeBron, Lil Monica, right? You got Lil Monica here, right? Lil Monica running around. They should have named her Lil Monica, Lil Monica. We're gonna call her Lil Monica. Lil Monica McIver. She running around taunting them, putting on an orange jumpsuit, like, oh yeah, I ain't going to prison. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. You ain't gonna do nothing to me, right? You got all this going on all at once. It's like the volume got turned up rapidly. The volume got turned up everywhere. We had Kristi Noem going in front of I think it was the Senate Hearing Committee and going back and forth with them. Remember, that was yesterday. That was 2 days ago. We had Kristi Noem going at their neck, right? We had at Homeland Security. We had all these things going on. And you're like, man, if you really look, it's all intensifying. It's like it's speeding up to the crescendo. It's getting to the point. It's about the bubble, blow. And I say all that to say somebody about to go to prison. Yep. While all that's going on, you got P. Diddy on trial. Yeah, remember we got Diddy trial. We got all that happening. And while Diddy trial is going on, we have this issue where James Comey comes out and says some crazy stuff. Then watch this. Then watch what happens. Watch. Then, and I'm sorry if you're one of those people that like, would he just play a video and let me listen to something? No, I'm going to take it through the news. Then Rudy Giuliani says Comey's call for Trump's assassination raises red flags about his daughter and son-in-law working under Pam Bondi DOJ. So Comey opens his mouth, and then Giuliani comes and aims a gigantic bazooka. You know, you pull a tube out, and then you got to aim like this, and he aims a giant bazooka at Comey's daughter, who I was saying didn't make no sense yesterday that she was involved, and his son-in-law. It's like it's like there's an assault going on, but we're not seeing the assault because the stuff that the opponent is doing, it throws you off because it makes no sense. It's because the Democratic Party is in chaos and they're doing chaotic, stupid things. But then you have to ask yourself this question. When you're facing off on an opponent, it's kind of like playing a game of chess. I got a chessboard right there, right? I played a game of chess late last night about 1 o'clock. And I'm playing this guy, And my rating sucks right now, right? Because I've been playing super aggressive. My rating is like 900. I'm normally like a 13 to a 1400 rated chess player, decent player, nobody fantastic. But I'm playing this guy, and he's doing these nonsensical things. It gets to the point of the game where he's making these moves that don't make no sense. And I sit back and I say, why in the hell is this dude doing this? And then it dawned on me, no, he's doing this because the amount of pressure that you putting on him, his brain is cracking. He can't make a move that makes sense because you playing the game so smoothly. It's so fluid. It's so much pressure. Like you giving him only the options that you want him to play with, and he's making moves that don't make sense because you making him make moves that don't make sense. And then I had to stop and say, well, let me go and checkmate this clown while I'm playing with him. So I just started trading stuff. Pow. Illogical trades. Rooks for pawns. Knights for pawns. Boom, 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 boom. Checkmate. And that's what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. You ain't gonna hear this nowhere else. Cause ain't nobody else be talking like I be talking. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else gonna play a clip. And maybe I should play a clip because people need to hear a clip or hear some noise so they can sit there and be like, oh, I'm looking at the news with Dog Waters. You wanna watch me watch a video. Yeah. Watch me watch video. No, listen to what I'm saying. That's where we at. That's the moment we in right now. We in that moment. When you look back probably 60 days from now, 30 days from now, when you look back on this moment right here, you're going to be like, damn, that dude was right. Because he was saying there was a crescendo coming. And you know it's a crescendo coming when they start calling for assassination. It was the same crescendo that came right when they tried to assassinate Trump before the election. When the bullet popped him in the ear. And then you say, man, they shot the man in the head. Well, he didn't get shot in the head. He got shot in the ear. Ain't his damn ear attached to his head? Well, that wasn't a real bullet that hit him. That wasn't real blood. That was blood. Bright red blood. Fresh blood. Wasn't dried up. Yeah. Crescendos. These peak pivotal moments in time where things happen. In fact, we are living in history, historic moments of time that unfortunately some people are not witnessing because they are so lost. And now it all makes sense why, when you look at this like from this view with that context, which you see all these different events on the screen, right? These news points are different events. Now you understand why there's so much damn chaos, right? And we're going to zoom back in. Let's zoom back in from this the high level, right? Now we zoom all the way back in. Let's zoom in and we'll go to something like let's go to Hakeem Jeffries. Jeffries on tax dollars going to illegal immigrants. GOP cuts will mostly hurt citizens. All right. So Hakeem, Section 8, Barack Hussein Obama comes out and he's confronted on giving tax cuts to illegals. I mean, on benefits like Medicaid, Medicare going to illegals. Why? Why would you have that in a bill? Why would that even be a part of your agenda? You and I said it doesn't make sense, right? We say this is dumb. These people are stupid. It doesn't make sense. What are they doing? They're playing with the options that are left. They have the internal polling. They know they are hated by the American people. Not just me, not just you. The moderate American, not conservatives, moderates hate them. Semi-moderates, Democrats hate them. And so what do they have left? They have to fight tooth and nail to keep their illegals here to vote. That's it. That's it. They got LGBTQ and illegals. That's it. That's all they got.
For more on that, I want to bring in the House Minority Leader, the Democratic Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. From your vantage point, do you think Republicans have the votes to get these important pieces of legislation through committee and onto the House floor?
Man, why does man always look like some kind of animal in headlights? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Something, man, that man look like, bruh, let me tell you something. Ladies, if we was all in a nightclub, right? I know we all kind of old. We don't go to nightclubs no more. And if you my age, you go to a nightclub, you need to sit your behind down. You're too old to be going to a nightclub. But so let's take it out of the nightclub. Ladies, let's say we all at a nice restaurant. Y'all hanging out with Dog Waters. I got two of y'all over here, two of y'all over there. They got some dudes on the other side because I don't really like hanging out with dudes because dudes be haters. So I'll hang out with beautiful women. And this man walk up with a face like that. I mean, that exact face right there. Same shave, same eyebrows that look crazy, and dent in the middle of his forehead like somebody took a hammer to the middle of his forehead. Receding hairline where his hair is all the way on top of the head, like he should go bald headed, but he trying to hold on to the hair like he in Vogue. Hold on to your love, you got to hold on. And he said, "My name is Hakeem Jeffries, and I came over from the other side of the bar to talk to you. You are a beautiful woman. What is your name?" And she says, one of y'all said, "Well, my name is Diva." And he says, "Diva, it is nice to meet you. Do you know that diva is short for divine, divinity? And when I look in your eyes, I see the divine nature of the one who created you." You'll be like, if you don't get your lame, receding hairline, gray eyebrow, ears too big for your head, lips too big for your mouth, nose too wide for your upper lip behind away from me, I'm going to scream. That's what you would say. And especially if the other guy on the left-hand side was there looking like a damn Teen Wolf's daddy. Whatever this dude's name is on the left, he looked like Teen Wolf daddy. See, I done told y'all I grew up where all we did was talk about each other. Now I'm waiting. They got somebody. I'm waiting on him to mention my name again. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, this boy mentioned my name. I'm gonna roast this boy like anything y'all ever seen. Y'all gonna be like, "Damn, that's just wrong what you did that child."
Floor.
Well, that remains to be seen. House Democrats are going to continue to stand up on behalf of the American people and make clear that what Republicans are trying to do will actively harm everyday Americans. This reckless Republican budget would inflict the largest health care cut to Medicaid in American history, and at the same time, inflict the largest cut to supplemental nutritional assistance to the American people in history, literally taking food out of the mouths of children, veterans, and seniors. It's shameful, and Republicans need to stand up for their constituents and stop being a reckless rubber stamp for Donald Trump's extreme agenda.
And on that point, Leader Jeffries, what does it say to you that many of these proposed Medicaid cuts in the current proposal are scheduled to take effect after the 2026 midterm elections?
We missed the initial question because I was acting a fool. Let me rewind it. I apologize.
Committee and onto the House floor.
Well, that remains to be seen. House Democrats are going to continue to stand up on behalf of the American people and make clear that what Republicans are trying to do will actively harm everyday Americans. This reckless Republican budget would inflict the largest health care cut to Medicaid in American history, and at the same time, inflict the largest cut to supplemental nutritional assistance to the American people in history, literally taking food out of the mouths of children, veterans, and seniors. It's shameful, and Republicans need to stand up for their constituents and stop being a reckless rubber stamp for Donald Trump's extreme agenda.
And on that point, Leader Jeffries, what does it say to you that many of these proposed Medicaid cuts in the current proposal are scheduled to take effect after the 2026 midterm elections?
Well, once you set these cuts in motion, there will be a dramatic impact on the healthcare ecosystem. And so despite the Republican gamesmanship, the reality is if you begin to set in motion collapsing the healthcare system in the United States of America, and more than 80 million Americans rely on Medicaid for their health insurance, what's going to happen is that hospitals are going to close, nursing homes are going to shut down, and in fact, people will die. And so this is a matter of life and death, no matter what type of legislative gamesmanship Republicans are playing. They can't defend these Medicaid cuts, and that is why they are trying everything they can to try to hide them from the American people.
Republicans, Leader Jeffries, say they can save a significant amount of money by cutting Medicaid funding to those states that help undocumented immigrants purchase health insurance. What's your position on that proposal?
Now we get to the point I want to get to.
And if Democrats try to fight that proposal, do you worry it could open up your members to Republican attacks that they support tax dollars, U.S. tax dollars, going to people who are in the United States illegally.
This is actually another lie in terms of what Republicans are trying to do. The Congressional Budget Office has been clear that if these Medicaid cuts were to become law, approximately 14 million Americans will lose their health care. And the Republicans aren't even trying to make the argument that the overwhelming majority of those 14 million Americans aren't actually citizens. Of course they are. These are everyday Americans who work hard. There are children and our families and our women and everyday Americans with disabilities. And of course, those seniors who rely on Medicaid for their nursing home care or for their home care.
Another key disagreement, as you know.
So when he asks him about the illegals, he doesn't address it. And he says 14 million people are going to lose their health care. Essentially saying 14 million illegals are going to lose their health care. Saying they're not American. Of course they're American citizens. Man, you have to ask yourself this question. What makes them do such stupid things? What would make them do such terrible, stupid things? That's just one terrible, stupid thing. I mean, it truly, truly is one terrible, stupid thing. Another thing, what would make AOC feel so threatened? What will make AOC feel so threatened that she would just flip out and lose her mind? And when you really start to look at this, and you see what they're saying and what they're doing, and by the way, this woman is clearly pregnant. I said this a while ago. She's clearly pregnant. And I'll tell you how you can tell, because when women start having babies or get pregnant, their faces, it's like that additional life inside of them actually makes them more beautiful in certain ways. She's clearly pregnant, clearly having a baby. Where's the video of her talking? You don't have the video of her talking. Is this on Twitter?
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How's it going? Waiting for some folks to...
I ain't waiting to hear everything you got to say. You've seen the videos of her talking reckless, talking about the Republican Party will have problems if one hand is laid on one of those people and they're arrested. That's how people behave when they're scared. It's so many flashpoints right now that you know we're coming to a crescendo. We truly are coming to a crescendo. And here's another way you know we're coming to a crescendo. Let me go to Scott. I want to get the Scott Jennings video. Well, Scott Jennings gets the CNN to admit what's going on. Which Scott Jennings is fantastic, by the way.
Are mad. Why the base is mad at some of the leaders in Washington is not because they're not left enough. It's because, Chuck Schumer came out with no strategy, no forewarning, and just said, we're going to fold on the CR. I mean, I think he could have done a better job of explaining what the strategy was and what we're going to do, but there wasn't anything like that. I think Democrats are learning, and I'm going to agree with you, that Democrats cannot only be the party of resistance. We cannot, we resisted so hard between 2017 and 2024. We impeached the guy. We prosecuted him, convicted him of 34 felony counts, and guess what? He still got elected. So I don't know how much harder we can resist now.
Are you admitting that that the case against Trump in New York was part of the organized Democratic Party resistance?
It was a Democratic prosecutor, and at the time, I thought it was unwise. I went on Fox News and said
there were Democrats who said this at the time.
There were a lot.
Just to be clear, everybody who now touts the 34 felonies, take it from Liz. This was not a real case. This was a plot to upend the presidential campaign, which backfired.
I just think it was a boneheaded move by Alvin Bragg, but it's not his first or last one. So.
This is why we invite Liz, because she's a plain-spoken New York Paul who can really tell it straightforward in a straightforward.
And I need you to understand something. Months ago when that trial was going, matter of fact, if we just rewind 30 days ago, these type of things weren't being said on liberal news stations like CNN and MSNBC. There was no one question. They were still holding up Kamala Harris, lost the election because of sexism and racism, and Donald Trump is the devil. We're getting to a point where the media is getting ready to swing and full on In self-defense is why they're doing it. In self-defense, they're going to separate themselves, and they're separating themselves from the Democratic Party. And what that tells me is this. It tells me that not only they know what's coming down the pipeline, they've been warned and said, okay, people finna start getting it. And if you don't want none of this smoke, you're going to stop what you doing. But the problem is they went so far down the road. The only way to come back is to attack the people that you went down the road with. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. It's kind of like you've been riding with this dude, you know what I'm saying? You've been rolling tough with this dude, and the enemy that is his enemy is way stronger than both of y'all. But that enemy holler at you, say, yo, James, come here, let me holler at you. Man, don't kill me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, dog. Man, don't. Nah, I ain't come to kill you. What's up? What you want to talk to me about? Listen, I know that you was rolling with him because you thought that's the way you needed to roll. But I'm finna deal with him. Yeah. He finna get his issue. So you got two choices. You can get from around him. You know what I'm saying? But all my people gonna remember what you were saying. They gonna remember all the things you said, all the things you did. I won't give you a pass, but you got to create some space, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't create some space, my people gonna get you with him. Because as far as we concerned, y'all all the same thing. But I see the scenario what's going on, James. I see what happened. I see how you got to that point. But you know, you got those choices. You know what I'm saying? You can back away, create some space, do whatever you got to do between the two of y'all to create some space, or you get dealt with him. And so now my choice is I'm either gonna go start stabbing him in the back publicly so everybody can see I'm not with him, blah 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 blah. Or I'm just gonna have to ride with him all the way to the end of the road. And it don't look like to me the media is willing to ride with the Democratic Party to the end of the road, till the wheels fall off. Now, they say we want all wheels. Yeah. They say they want their wheels. It's just that it's early in the process. It's early in the process. Remember, they got to walk back a lot. And I think a lot that has to do with this is the Joe Biden books coming out. They saw that as their opportunity to get their head out of the snare that it was in. So now they take an opportunity to pull their head out. Now, if I'm in the office of president, you don't get to take your head out nothing. You was down with them, especially that damn CNN. No, you ain't covered none of my rallies, but the day they tried to crack my head wide open in front of America, you came there. Yeah. I want my pound of flesh from you. Yeah, I got to get my pound of flesh from you. Yep, I got to get it out. Ain't no. We can't talk this one out. We can't box this one out. We can't stab this one out. We're going to have to shoot this one out. That's my video for right now. Let me be back with another one. Yeah, but that's what I'm seeing in the news. And I know everybody else going to be covering the break. This is breaking. That is breaking. You come over here to get a high-level overview of what's going on. You can go over there and look at the little video. The person was like, oh, you see what they saying about this? Oh, they said that. Did this person say that? Yeah, he said it. Did you hear what he said? Yeah, he said it. I'm about to start doing some of them videos where it's just like, yeah, they said this, and then let you listen. You notice how these channels, they'll start it off with a video, boom, and they'll start off with a CNN clip or a Fox clip, and then they'll switch to another clip, and then they'll come up, blah, 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 and then they'll play another clip, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you see? That's what it is. I'm about to have to start doing that, because that's the mistake I'm not going to make. It's the mistake I made last time. See, last time, I established my own criteria. And we've established the criteria. You're going to get some high-level stuff. But I'm going to have to participate in the existing way that the people's business models function. Yeah. Oh, by the way, our new channel with the Christian Supernatural Testimonies shall be launching on Monday. I'll be posting a link. You're going to want to listen to the stories there. If you don't know me as Dark Waters, the storyteller, you gonna find out why I'm the best storyteller that everybody will attest to. I'm the best storyteller. Even your best storytellers that you got the most subscribers, they'll be like, oh yeah, this guy's got 13 million. He's a good storyteller. They're like, nah, that dude over there is a storyteller. Nonetheless, We finna get busy. I've been waiting. I'm God, what you want me to do? How we gonna do this? How we gonna do this? I'm sitting there like this, like just shaking. Come on, man, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me do something. Open the gate. 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 Finally, he said, all right, ching. I let my bull out. Let the bull out. Right into the china shop. And I got my horns and I'm gonna go poosh and poosh. Yeah, that's what's happening. The bull been let loose.